So we hear people talking about being in the now and being present. And the idea there is basically not getting lost in your thoughts and in the idea of past and future and being right in this moment with whatever is arising. So whether you are paying attention to the sounds in the distance or the feeling in your body or just whatever it is that happens to be arising in this moment, being totally with that and not getting lost in thought. Yet what's interesting is we'll hear people say things like, I was present and then I lost presence, which is reflecting the idea that there is a me who has a sense of presence. It's like there is a self-concept, a sense of self, and I have different things, like I have a body, I have a personality, I have preferences, I have a mind, and I have consciousness. You know, I can lose consciousness if I get knocked out. There's this idea that I can lose presence, as if I, whatever I am, is first, and presence comes second. It's something that I have, and it's something that I can practice. It is something that I can do. It is something that I can be. So we see the sense of self which comes before presence. But what's actually the case is the sense of I is nothing more than a thought. You are not somebody who has presence. You're not somebody who can be present. You are literally presence itself. A very formless, boundless, almost non-human, just spaciousness. We can exchange the word presence with consciousness, with awareness, with beingness. You know, we'll use different words, but it's all pointing to the same thing, this sense of presence, this I am. And so what we see a lot of times when it's perceived as something that I have, it can be like an activity, such as, do you own the fact that you exist? Do you have your own existence? Like you wouldn't see somebody saying, all right, watch how well I can exist. Ready? Did you see that? Did you see how well I just existed? That was awesome. I did very well that time. And in the exact same way, it's not, watch how well I can be present. Do you see how well I'm watching my own thoughts? Or whatever the case is, it's not really designed to be a practice that you do. It's literally what you are. The thing about the practice of doing presence is there's a lot of value to it in watching your thoughts and being in this moment and not getting lost in your thoughts. There's a lot of value to it. But the practice itself is not the end in and of itself. The thing about being present is that you can become conscious of what's here in this moment without as many of the loud, noisy, bright, and shiny distractions like thought. When you're thinking, the thought can be very distracting. And so presence itself is not the goal, but rather you notice, okay, what is here when I quit focusing so much attention onto the distractions? What is always here? And we notice that presence itself is always here. When you're being present, that's nothing more than saying presence is being present to its own presence. Existence is noticing its own existence. Consciousness is conscious of itself. You're noticing this. Presence itself is present. Not I, whatever I am being present. There's really no such thing as an I who can be present. There's really presence itself, which is always here, on top of which exists thought, such as the thought me. But if we investigate the thought me and figure out what is it really, the sense of me, the sense of self, we find that it's really nothing but thought. It doesn't exist outside of thought. It exists only as thought that appears within presence. And so presence is not something you do. It's not even something you own. Because presence itself literally is what you are.